Jack, the build-up to a cup final is normally filled with lots of celebrations, looking back on a year, some great interaction with the fans. This is different, or is it not? And how disappointed are you with the 300 tickets rather than the few thousand?
Well, I think the nature of the Scottish Cup this year has obviously been a little bit different because the rounds have been played so close together. So it's felt like a quick progression from the early rounds to the final. From a football point of view, I don't think the excitement or the anticipation will change once we get into the beginning of next week. I think that will remain the same as it would do in normal circumstances because the prize is just as big. And in terms of the decision around the number of fans that attend the game, I suppose there's been a lot of things over the last year and a half that at times I've understood, at times I've struggled to get my head around, and I can't quite understand the decision. I'm sure that there's always the case that people come out in the aftermath of MD complaining about the decision and point out why they're right and we're wrong. But I do find it baffling, to be honest. And as I said often enough, I think when you complain or you take issue with the decisions about it being only football, I think we should never underestimate the significance of it. This game plays in everybody's lives, or in a lot of people's lives, in Scotland, and what it provides in a social sense and in terms of sense of belonging, etc. So I do think I find it a little bit peculiar that we've only allowed this number of fans into the ground, but the decision's been made, and as I said, obviously we just have to continue. From a football point of view, we've been used to having no fans in the stadium, so it's not going to change too much in terms of our preparation and mindset.
In terms of, I think Wembley this week have got 21,000 in for the FA Cup final. Is it incumbent of the Scottish FA and maybe the Scottish Government as well to come out and tell everybody why it's only 600?
Yeah, I think it would be nice to have a clear explanation. I know there has been reasons offered for it. I think though for normal people, call them that, or people that aren't blessed with either the scientific knowledge or information or whatever it may be, I think it's quite a difficult thing to comprehend. And even regarding one of the reasons given about the 2 metre distance in and outside, I think from Monday, if I may be mistaken, and if I am, then I apologise, but I think from Monday is it 1 metre distancing in an indoor hospitality venue, and yet 2 metre distancing outside. Say I'm a layman when it comes to science, but I don't quite get that, and it's a shame. And as you mentioned, that not that far away in the same country, because we are part of the United Kingdom, there's an awful lot more people going to be at a cup final. In the not too distant future, there's going to be an awful lot more people than 600 inside the same stadium. So I just find it difficult to comprehend. I feel as if it was perhaps a missed opportunity to have most people participating in something that means an awful lot to people as well.
Before you get to next week, of course, you've got an important game. You've secured 3rd place. Congratulations on that. It's a momentous day tomorrow, maybe not for too many people at Hibs, but certainly for one Celtic captain and former Hibs player, Scott Brown, and he's leaving Celtic Park. Do you think that will form any part of what's going to go on tomorrow?
No, I think naturally my focus is only on my playing group, and winning midweek was important for us. It had been a long-term ambition for us this season, and then I think with the cup final lying ahead, it is very much an added bonus that we'll be able to utilise our squad fully tomorrow, an opportunity to do that. But what I would say is that I think it's important to, as a football manager, to absolutely pay tribute to what Scott has achieved in his time at Celtic. I think it's absolutely remarkable. The number of medals and trophies he's won during that time, and the contribution he's made to Celtic as a club, and obviously to his country in that time as well. So a remarkable career, and I'm sure it'll be a strange feeling for him when full time goes tomorrow. I think he would have had that midweek with his last game at Parkhead, but from our perspective, just solely focused on Hibs. But equally, I would certainly not pay tribute to what Scott has achieved in a remarkable career at Celtic.
Given you your own circumstances, could this also be, though, some of Hibernian players' last game at Easter Road? Ophir, for example.
Yeah, I mean, Ophir's obviously decided not to renew his contract here, so he'll move on to a fresh challenge. But for those that have made that definitive decision, it will be an emotional day as well, particularly with what Ophir has contributed to the club and the length of time he's been here, and like he's spoken about from a family perspective as well, how much it's became such a big part of his life living in Scotland. So I think he'll look forward to that. And it's important for us to try and give him fit and farewell in terms of winning the game as well. So as always, when you get to the last game of the season, it's significant to people for a variety of reasons, and particularly for those time at a club are coming to an end.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Brian.
Can I just check your team news, please, Paul?
Yeah, we are just as we were midweek, Andy, so no fresh injuries from the Aberdeen game. Nobody else returning, so just the squad as it was for the midweek game. Sorry, I should say with the exception of Fear. Obviously, he missed out late on Wednesday evening. I think it has been reported since that obviously he had some family issues over the course of Tuesday evening and Wednesday with his wife and child travelling to Israel. That was particularly worrying for him. So between us, we took the decision to leave him out on Wednesday, and since then he's been able to resolve that, and he's back in the squad for tomorrow.
Great, thanks. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
Jack, in terms of your own career, third place achievement, how high does that rank for you in terms of what you've achieved in the game?
I don't really know. I think it's something that I've said often enough that there may be a time that you sit back and you reflect, but for me at the moment, it's about doing my job as well as I can do it. Fortunate to have a career as a football manager, and genuinely love doing the job and try and get better at it all the time. So when I came to this club, it was about delivering success, and success for me was trying to get it to finish in this position that hasn't done so in a long time. So the fact we've done that in a relative short period of time as well is significant progress for us, and I just want to keep doing that. I want to keep bringing success to the club, whether that's in a league position or whether that is in cup competition. So I think overall, players and staff have enjoyed a terrific season to date and should be really proud of their achievements. And we're on the cusp of doing something truly outstanding that lies ahead for us in 10 days' time as well.
In terms of prep, obviously for the cup final, we've still got a final league game to go against Celtic tomorrow. Would you be tempted to rest any players, or is it a case of players playing for their place in the cup final next week?
No, I don't think my players have anything left to prove to me this season in terms of their performance level and what they've given me them in different ways. There'd be no way me would be judging them in any way tomorrow other than them maintaining the standards that they have done for the bulk of the season as well. But with winning midweek, it gives us a brilliant opportunity to freshen our group and freshen the team and look after some boys ahead of the final as well. So we'll use our full squad properly tomorrow.
All the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Jack, just quickly, for me, I know obviously the ticket situation's not ideal, but we heartened to see there was a lot of fans saying that if it did come to it, then happily players' families.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the opinion that's been offered by supporters, I think it's first of all a reflection on how they are as a fan base, and second of all, it maybe shows their opinion on how they feel as if the players have performed this season. The fact that they feel as if they should be rewarded in that way. I think conversely, if you ask their player group, I'm sure they are more than happy for some fans to be in attendance, because for them, for those lucky few that get tickets, it's an opportunity for them to have that reward for the backing they've given the club as well. So I think when you have that harmony, if you like, an opinion between the fan base and players, it's because you've had a successful season, and thankfully that's been the case for us.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, David.
Jack, what have the last couple of games been like for you? How deep did the players dig for you? Because those were tough games with a lot of pressure and a lot of people asking whether the players could handle that pressure, and goodness me, they certainly did.
I've enjoyed them. It's easy to say when you win them. You generally enjoy all the games you win, but I just think the manner of the performances in games of such significance has been really pleasing. I speak all the time about us growing as a team, and I did speak, I think, in the weeks leading up to these games, that I felt as if we growing in our ability to handle the bigger challenges, and I think we've shown that in different ways because there's two different types of performance as well. And I suppose that one of the nice things for me was seeing the player and staff's reaction after both games. So within the confines of our dressing room on both occasions, players and staff really delighted and not in any way forced excitement, but genuinely really pleased with what they had done. And I think that says a lot for their drive to get there and how much they put into it, because you can't hide that emotion that comes out sometimes in the back of achieving relative success. So we've got another big one that lies ahead of us, obviously, to have that feeling again. But hopefully it's another indication of the progression that we're making as a group as well. Thanks, David.
Jack, do you have a bit of sympathy for St Johnstone and what they're going through in terms of the COVID cases right now?
Well, I think, as always, I think that whenever we've discussed COVID related to football, that it can't be overlooked that it's a health issue first and foremost. So, and it can affect people obviously in a variety of ways in terms of how they, how unwell they feel from it. So, I think first of all, as Callum's mentioned a lot, is about the welfare of the players and staff that are unfortunate to contract the virus. Beyond that, I'm going to sound really, it's almost like I'm going a 360 on it. I don't really pay too much attention because it's about my preparation for our team that will begin in earnest, obviously, once the Celtic game's out of the way, but we've already started to cast an eye towards. So for the course of the next 8 or 9 days, it will just be fully focused on what we do as a club and not paying too much attention to what goes on elsewhere, because that can obviously happen at times with injury, etc. as well. So obviously sympathy regarding people's health, but then from a professional point of view and football perspective, just fully concentrated on our own squad.
Cheers, Jack.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Jack.
Have a good day. Cheers.